Hey there, and welcome to another trip report. Today, I'm flying with Air France for a 7-hour journey from Paris to Montreal on board their newly refurbished high-density configuration Boeing 777-300ER in economy class. The last time I flew on one of these aircraft was back in 2018, when it was still outfitted with the old cabin interior, so let's find out how things have changed. I've just arrived at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport on a Hop Air France flight from Dublin, and I have 2 hours before my flight to Montreal departs. Taking a look at the flight connections board, my flight to Montreal is Air France Flight 342, scheduled for departure from gate L48 at 1:30 p.m. The L gates are one of the satellite piers of Terminal 2E, and even though my Hop flight arrived on this pier, during my transfer I have to re-clear security before heading to my next gate. Terminal 2E houses 3 gate areas named K, L, and M, with the L and M gates located on separate satellite piers. This terminal is one of 7 sub-terminals in the Terminal 2 complex, and is used mostly by Air France for destinations outside of the Schengen area. This entrance to Hall L feels very luxurious, with lots of premium shops and unique decor for an airport terminal. There's an information screen and a departures board here, with gates down either side of this corridor. Heading down towards my gate, we have duty-free shopping before entering the most impressive part of the terminal, with super high ceilings and stunning floor-to-ceiling windows. My gate for today is the second to last gate at this end of the pier, with tons of available seating and power outlets and USB charging ports accessible from almost every seat. There are also helpful screens in each gate seating area that indicate the upcoming flights departing from that gate. This space is really nice, with tons of natural light coupled with a very modern and clean feel. Taking a look at the aircraft taking me to Montreal today, I'll be on board this 17-year-old Boeing 777-300ER that was delivered new to Air France in June of 2006. As of May 2023, Air France operated a fleet of 43 Boeing 777-300ERs with 4 different seating configurations. This particular aircraft is outfitted with their highest density configuration, accommodating 472 passengers in total. These passengers are split into 14 business class, 28 premium economy, and a whopping 430 economy class. With such a high proportion of economy seats, this aircraft configuration is commonly used on leisure routes to the Caribbean, as well as other popular tourist destinations. Boarding got underway on time at 12:35 p.m., but was an extremely slow process. Air France boards their aircraft by assigned zone number, with Zone 1 for business class passengers, Zone 2 for premium economy, along with Flying Blue Platinum and Gold members, and SkyTeam Partner Airline Elite members, Zone 3 for Flying Blue Silver members, and Zones 4 and 5 for all other economy passengers without status. I have Zone 4 on my boarding pass today, but the lines here at the gate weren't very well laid out, with Zones 3, 4, and 5 all grouped into one line. After a quick passport check and scanning my boarding pass at the automatic gate, I'm on my way to the aircraft. So far, since the initial call for boarding, I've been waiting in lines for over 30 minutes. Stepping on board the aircraft, to the left we have business class and premium economy, and to the right we have economy class. The economy class cabin is in a 3-4-3 seating configuration and is split into 3 main sections. I'm booked in seat 37A for today's flight, which is a window seat on the left side of the aircraft in the second economy class section. Taking a look at the seats, they're very modern and sleek looking, with a fabric back and base and a leather covered headrest at the top. The headrest is height adjustable and also has folding sides to provide extra support. As for the rest of the cabin, this is a striking difference from when I last flew this aircraft configuration almost 5 years ago. Back then, the cabin had tiny archaic entertainment screens, huge plushy seats, and a generally old feel. The review from that flight can also be found on my channel. This cabin, on the other hand, has massive seatback entertainment screens at every seat, thoughtful accent lighting, and an overall much more pleasant and premium feel to it. In terms of space in the seat, the legroom and width are both fairly standard and similar to what you'd expect to find on other 777s of other airlines. I was able to fit my large backpack under the seat in front quite easily, though the placement of the chair legs is a bit restrictive. On the bright side, it does reserve some space for my feet. There's lots of space in the overhead bins for carry-on bags as well, with standard-sized rollerboard bags fitting without any issue. Taking a look at what was provided at the seat when we boarded the aircraft, we have an actually comfortable looking pillow, a set of headphones to use with the entertainment system, and a comfy looking blanket. Taking a look around the seat a bit more, we have the personal entertainment screen on the seat back in front, which we'll check out after takeoff. At the bottom of the screen, we have a USB-A charging port and a connection port for the entertainment system audio. At the top of the screen, we have a hook which I initially thought was for a coat, but a much better and much more likely use for it is to hold the headphones when you're not using them. Below the entertainment screen, we have the tray table for the seat, as well as a cup holder, both of which flip down for use. The tray table is a good size and is mounted on rails such that it can slide inwards and outwards. Below the tray table, we have a pocket for storing things, and you'll find an air sickness bag kept here as well. On the outside of the pocket, we have two smaller mesh pouches, one for storing your own items, and the other for holding the safety information card for the Boeing 777-300ER. Taking a look at the overhead panel above my seat, we have a personal reading light for each seat that's controlled from the entertainment screen, but unfortunately no personal air vents. After boarding was complete at around 1:40 p.m., the captain announced that we had been given a pushback time slot of 2:20 p.m., about 50 minutes behind schedule. While we waited, they played a video about how to connect to the onboard Wi-Fi and the different packages available, which we'll explore in the air. The cabin crew also handed out wet towelettes and travel-safe kits as a part of the airline's commitment to passenger safety following the pandemic. Inside the kits, we have a packet of hand sanitizer, a disinfecting wipe, and a disposable face mask. Masks are not mandatory on board as of May 2023, but are recommended. At exactly 2:20 p.m., we began our pushback from the gate. One of the thoughtful lighting touches in this new cabin is the colors of the French flag displayed along the walls, which is a really neat idea.
On behalf of everyone at Air France, nous allons bientôt décoller. La tablette, les portes gobelets et le reposant.
Climbing away from Paris, let's check out the seatback entertainment screen. When you first enter the screen, you have the option of selecting between either a general entertainment mode or a kids mode. Heading into the general entertainment mode, there are three main sections here, as indicated by the top menu bar: a My Trip section, an entertainment section, and a wellness section. Checking out the My Trip section first, here we have a few different subsections related to the flight, starting with a clock that can toggle between the current times at the departure and arrival point, a section detailing different Air France initiatives, and the in-flight menu section that displays only the beverages available on today's flight. You can also access the in-flight map service from here, which have great graphics quality and 3D visuals. In addition to showing our aircraft's current location, there are selectable markers on certain cities that you can click on to read more about that city and its attractions. There are also street maps for those cities included here as well, which is super helpful for becoming familiar with where you're headed. There are also several different viewing options centered around the aircraft itself, and a section with some of the current flight information. The travel guide section has more detailed info on different Air France destinations, with lists of attractions, restaurants, and practical info about the weather, health system, events calendars, and getting around the city. Moving on to the entertainment section, here the subsections are broken into more detailed categories than just movies and TV shows. We have new movies, series, sports, humor and comedy, world movies, documentaries, and more. This makes it a little more difficult to find things if you're looking for something in particular, especially since I don't see a search function either. Nonetheless, the variety of options is decent, with a good number of new titles available. However, under each TV series title, the offering is very limited, with only a couple episodes of each show available. In terms of listening content, there's music grouped into either playlists or albums, as well as podcasts. In each entertainment subsection, you can apply filters to narrow down your search, and you can also favorite different items to be able to find them more easily later on. Finally, in the wellness section, we have different videos and tutorials for onboard exercises, meditation, and relaxing music. At the top right corner of the screen, we have a section for viewing items that you favorited, a button for toggling the flight information to display, as well as buttons to call an attendant, turn on the overhead reading light, and access the settings menu where you can adjust the volume and display brightness, as well as change the system language. Overall, the system is quick to respond and pleasant to use, but I do wish there was better search functionality. Pulling out my laptop to get some work done before the first in-flight service, there's just enough space to use a large laptop in these seats, but if the seat in front was reclined, this would be a lot more difficult. As mentioned earlier, there is Wi-Fi available on board this aircraft, though it is a paid service. To connect, you join the Air France Connect Wi-Fi network, and you'll be brought to a page with the different Wi-Fi packages available. From a laptop, they offer either Surf or Stream packages, with Surf allowing you to browse, email, and message at a cost of €8 for 1 hour or €18 for the full flight, while the Stream package additionally allows you to stream video at a cost of €30 for the full flight. There's also a Wi-Fi coverage map which lets you see if there are any spots on the planned route where you might lose access. Without a Wi-Fi pass, you can still view flight information through this portal. On a smartphone, when you connect to the Air France Connect Wi-Fi network, there's also a free in-flight messaging package available, which allows you to use iMessage, WhatsApp, and other Wi-Fi messaging services during the flight for free. About 75 minutes into the flight, the first meal service of the journey was brought through. On this westbound daytime flight, there's a hot meal served after takeoff, followed by a light snack served before landing. For the hot meal, the options were chicken with mushrooms or pearl pasta with ratatouille sauce. When the flight attendant reached my row to take orders, the only option left was the pasta. The tray was served with a barley salad, a bread roll accompanied by butter and a wedge of camembert, a water bottle, and a chocolate lava cake for dessert. A beverage service was offered with the meal as well, including complimentary alcohol. The cutlery packet provided with the meal tray contains a set of wooden cutlery, salt and pepper, sugar, and a serviette. Talking about the meal itself, the pasta wasn't very impressive. I found it to be very dry and flavorless, with not enough sauce for the amount of pasta. The lava cake for dessert, on the other hand, was fantastic. After finishing my late lunch, we're now 2 hours into the flight, with another 5 hours to go. The crew offered coffee or tea after clearing away the trays, and I opted for a tea, which was provided with a sugar packet and stirrer stick. Settling in for the rest of the flight, I'm planning to get some work done on my laptop, but unfortunately, with the lack of AC power outlets in economy on this aircraft, my working time is limited. Some passengers are opting to sleep or recline back and relax, both of which these seats are great for as they have impressive recline. About 3.5 hours into the flight, the crew passed through the cabin offering water, and that was the only service we saw until the snack at the end of the flight. Getting up from my seat, however, the crew have set up a station in both the midsection and rear galleys with a range of snacks as well as soft drinks, juices, and water. Taking a walk down to the back of the aircraft, there are 7 lavatories available to economy class passengers, with 4 in the middle of the cabin and another 3 at the very back of the plane. Stepping into one of the lavatories at the back of the aircraft, it's long but very narrow. I love that the tap has a motion sensor for dispensing water, similar to what you'd find on Boeing 787s and other newer aircraft. Heading back up to my seat, I grabbed a Madeleine cookie from the galley station and made myself comfortable for the last couple hours. About an hour and a half before landing, the cabin lights are back on as the crew are preparing for the snack service at the end of the journey. This service consists of a cute little tote bag containing a lemon muffin, a French sweetbread with edamame, and a yogurt drink. I wasn't very interested in the sandwich, but the muffin and yogurt were tasty. A beverage was offered after this service, with about 45 minutes to go now before landing.
Welcome to Montréal to the airport. It's 3:27 p.m. local time. You may now deactivate flight mode. Please take your seatbelt fastened. Immediate sign and to each other. Be careful.
After arrival, we pulled into the gate just under 30 minutes behind schedule. My next stop is Canadian Border Control. Along the arrivals hallway, there are screens indicating how long the wait is at the border, with a posted wait of 15 to 30 minutes at this time. I didn't find the wait to be nearly that long, and I was through in under 5 minutes. Heading down to the baggage claim hall next, bags from my flight are arriving on carousel number 6. I spotted mine right away and was ready to head home. Thanks for joining me for this trip report, and I hope you enjoyed it. As for the experience overall, I have to say I was once again impressed by Air France's economy class product, and this newly refurbished cabin is definitely a big contributor to that, with large entertainment screens, modern, sleek-looking seats, and an overall premium feel. I had higher hopes for the food and have found my experiences with Air France in the past to be better on the catering side.